one aspect of the exhibition is this grid that, it was used a little bit as the traditional paper grid when you have a paper with the squares, a gridded paper. Somehow it served as the element zero of the discussions that we had with the curators, with Ari Chen and Martina Motti. So with them, we discussed at length about this. So it's kind of like, it's a very nice image actually that I'm improvising now. It helped as a piece of paper where we were actually sketching things out. And another aspect that laid upon this idea of the grid is how the exhibition is organized, because this is very important. And one of the main things that appeared from the very beginning, it was the idea of the frontier that came with the teeter-totter wall, with the border wall, which is obviously a very important element of the exhibition. And quite early in the process, we decided to practice it or to use it, to experience it as a real wall, with the physical experience of how to be close to it, how to approach it, how to go through it, and yes, to separate the two parts of the exhibition with a very, on the one hand, fluid circulation, and on the other hand, a very rigid moment that makes you make choices as how the visitor want to approach the exhibition. So for instance, if you come from one side or if you come from another side, then you will have a very different approach to the exhibition. And there is kind of like a quasi-symmetry from the exhibition, because you have two other, let's say, main elements, main in the sense of size, which is the Bard Studio piece and the tactile cinema, which is over there, which are like two pieces that are also, let's say, located in the two extremes of the oval room. So in that sense, there's a clearly symmetry. So once again, the visitor has to make choices within an apparent symmetry. What are the main pieces that he or she is going to be approaching, and how you're going to circulate in that. And in that sense, the grid once again helps you a little bit to locate yourself within the exhibition, but also the pieces themselves are kind of like located kind of fluidly within that symmetry. So the visitors have to continuously make choices. So there is a very strong idea of connecting, and this, I must say, we learned from someone like Carlos Carpa, who's an architect, Italian architect in the 50s, who did a lot of exhibition design at the time for many artists, and also this idea that the perception is always very dynamic. So it's very difficult to stop in front of a statue or of any piece of art and just look at it with kind of like an insular aspect. So you cannot isolate yourself with the piece, but you're always kind of like caught by all of the surroundings. And we thought that was very d'apropos for the exhibition itself, that the interconnectivity of the pieces, they talk as well to as much as the individuality of each piece. This is valid for this space, but also for the ramp, how you go up or down, how do you perceive all of the Wolfgang Tillmann's posters, and also how you can actually kind of like slide into the dark room, into the black room over there, and see the two pieces that are over there. There is not a given path, there is not a given route, but from the very moment when you enter actually the museum, you're in front of the counter, you see the panels, then from that moment on you have to make choices. And of course the oval room is kind of difficult and easy at the same time for that. So since it's a kind of like a perfect geometry, already you have to see if you're going on one side or the other, if you're taking the stairs or you're taking the ramp. So that's already a choice. And from the very moment, and that was of course a very conscious choice, you are confronted to the border wall. So you have to confront yourself to this idea of the frontier, and you can more or less perceive already that if you take one route or the other one, then you're going to reach different spaces and you will have to manage your own route within the space. Then the rest is very, very, very fluid. So as I put it before, the route is something that you build up by experiencing the exhibition.